Hey everybody, I'm Val with L&M Custom Builders.
Becca.
I'm with Becca here today. Just to talk about how do you like our new upcoming podcast corner? Pretty good.
It's not done yet.
It's not done yet.
But the show must go on, right? So
Yeah, so actually can you, because she is my lovely designer and does all the things and the ordering for us. Can you just give us a brief description of what these things are and where we got them from?
they are available at Lowe's, but I bought these from Amazon. So they are noise canceling wood panels and they have foam behind them. Again, we're not done yet. So I ordered some shelving to go here to add a little bit of design to the space. But for now, we're just trying to get a nice cohesive space to spend time with our guests, Val's guests. I'm filling in until we get it ready.
Yeah, whatever. She's probably one of my biggest guests. As you guys,
biggest?
yeah. The biggest is star wise. You know what I'm saying? So, actually, I did want her to come back on because I did want to talk about. She's probably one of the biggest staples of this company in a lot of different ways. And what she does here is, I think, what a lot of companies are missing. As we're developing and getting better and doing things and figuring things out, she's always at the front line, being very innovative and doing things that are hard and doing things that are different. Just to talk a little bit about those things.
Are we talking about like systems in the business or?
Well, I think we're talking about kind of all of it, right? So one of the things that I'm like keeping my eye on, as you're working through your time is all the things that you're going to do, like all the extracurricular activities. I don't say extra because it's not, they're all still very working. Mm-hmm. For instance, your Thursday class, it sounds like maybe, I know you're kind of getting your feet wet, maybe him and hawing about the women in business thing. Mm-hmm. Talk about the Thursday thing real quick.
All right, so Thursday is the Douglas County Connections meeting in Roseburg, and it formed a couple months ago with some business owners, small business owners that were looking to network. For example, this community is when you're starting a new business, you're soliciting to your community, right? Most of us are not nationwide. We're all in our community. So how do you reach your community members to get the word out that you have a business and you're selling a product, offering a service? Facebook is what everybody seems to be going to, or TV, newspaper. But really in our close-knit community, it is personal referrals. Who's talking about you, who's talking good about you, how they're talking about you, and what circles they're talking about you in. So there are several franchisee kind of meetings that are very strict and follow guidelines, which is a good thing to step into and just follow rules, right? Well, this new group is developing their own rules, kind of taking everything from these networking meetings that work and making a new group. And so what we focus on is building relationships with each other, so that way we could give each other referrals, right? It's not like you earn a referral because you walk in the door. When you walk in the door and ask to be a member, there are membership requirements. You're vetted with personal referrals, business referrals, because we do really want to say, hey, you need your deck rebuilt, L&M. I know them personally. Give them a call, talk to Becca, talk to Val, tell them, Bob sent you, and that's how we're going to grow our business. But it is not given, it is earned. It really is earned.
Well, actually, just to elaborate a little bit on that, I mean, so if somebody works in, what's the meeting called?
Douglas County Connection.
So if somebody was to walk into Douglas County Connections, and how many weeks until they're known? Like, it's just, do they just start using them, or like, how do you get known just by walking in the door there?
Okay, so the process of the meeting is the first 45 seconds is to talk about, introducing your meeting, and it's an hour long. But the real like guts of the process is to have one-on-ones and meet each other individually. So
That makes sense.
yeah, so again, you really get to know each other. We do, start 15 minutes earlier, so that's a good time to sit down and say, okay, I like what you've been saying. I do know some people that need your business, so let's go ahead and make a coffee date, sit down, get to know each other, and then that way I can start referring you
Well, I
out.
mean, absolutely. If we sat down and had coffee, I mean, an hour later, you're going to kind of know my story and who I am, and I'm going to know who you are because I think most people that are down the entrepreneur lane have to learn about themselves a whole bunch, and you got to like learn how to sell yourself, and you got to learn how to sell what other people want and in a way that they want it and in a fashion that they accept it. So that's like a lot of learning curves there. And I think I actually heard you say this a few times, that you're going there for practice. You're going there for practice. You're going there for practice. I think the greatest thing about our job is that we get to practice every day.
Well, it's funny because that's what they say about lawyers and doctors, right?
Yeah.
They don't have jobs, they have practices.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little sketch, really, if you think about it, like, oh, the doctor's practicing.
No, it's a good point. It is exactly what's happening though, right? It's
It gives the perspective that you are always growing and you're always getting better.
Yeah. And you're always figuring it out. Yeah, exactly. So you're always figuring out what it is, Like you might have a good product to sell, and I'm sure other people are watching this have this great thing to sell, but they're like, I'm not as busy as the other guy, or I can't get in front of these other people, or I can't do this. And that is exactly that problem.
Well, we actually talked about this at the meeting yesterday, and where it starts is your personal character. So people are going to be loyal to your character, to your company's character. People are going to follow your character, right? So not only is how do you get in front of the people, and it's how you behave in front of the people. Like selling your business it's selling your character.
Yeah, it's true.
And you're not selling it, you're it.
Yeah.
And
being genuine is the best practice, I think.
yeah,
in that
absolutely.
Scene,
So I did a sale. So this Douglas County Connections has a spotlight every week of education, right? It's something that we all sit around at a round table and talk about. And hey, what can you offer as an educational piece? One of my favorites is evaluating your business weaknesses and strengths. There's a lady that comes. Her name is Jessica Matheson, and she is a small business coach, and so she gives these trainings on, how to really look internally. Anyway, so during the one yesterday, it was about sales, and it was really like be yourself, and be yourself, and let your character shine, and see reap the benefits of just being genuine.
Okay, that's a good thing. That's a good deal. I think there's a lot to unpack there. I think if we had hours, we could.
Well, the as we all talked about it, what came about was that so if you have, if you're true to your character, you give it your character comes out when you're selling your product. The customer that you want will be attracted to that. So it's kind of like knowing if you're in front of your customer right away. There's a million ways to do that, right? A lot of trainings that we watched in the beginning of our company, they're like, what do they call it? Feng shui? What did you call it? The Tom Reber thing?
Oh yeah, I don't remember now. That's kind of like an old past life, but
Yeah, so
yeah.
it was all about like, hey, does that customer
Oh yeah,
have
I
the
kind of remember that now
have
actually.
the have the money to do your business? And it ended up into this grimy thing, right?
Yeah,
Like, hey,
absolutely.
this is $100,000 job. You got that or not?
Yeah,
Right out the gate, because why spend so much time with a customer that you don't know if you're a customer? So what I've translated that back to is your character, right? So if I'm going to give you everything I've got, which is just who we are as a company, and you're interested in that, then you're my customer.
yeah,
If you don't care about my character, then you're not my customer.
yeah. I mean, yeah. There's so many people like Al Levy, like Alan in one of Al Levy's books. You know, he talks about that. You're right. We coming from the. That's funny you say that. Coming from the Tom Reber kind of era in L&M, anyways, and then moving on to. He's kind of abrasive, wasn't really my kind. Great guy, has great business practices, does good things.
Well,
But
his podcast was called The Contractor Fight.
yeah,
And it's like, man, we don't have to fight.
yeah, exactly. And so moving and then kind of pivoting off of that. But he does have a lot of. He actually sparked. You're the one who turned me on to him.
Oh, great.
Yeah, but he sparked something inside of me that realized what I was missing. So here I am, and like I said this before, I my whole career I thought if you're just the best builder, you're going to be successful, and that's 100% wrong. Unfortunately,
But that's in small business. That's the key. We all have a wonderful trade that's amazing. We all have a skill that is that we
yeah, but
want to share with the community.
But if you're not selling it, if you're not out there, you're not doing it, you're not talking about it, then nobody knows. And that's the reality. So you could be this best builder that's behind a rock somewhere, and that's it. And you just stay where you're at and you do good work and you're the yada yada and the same thing, but you can never really rise out of that. And that's the unfortunate part. The good part about it is you get a chance to grow. So you get good at something, then you get a chance to grow and be better, and then start marketing. And then like Al Levy, and then I was getting to what Al Levy has said in the book, which has really stood out to me, is customers should want to pay 100% for you to be there. Mm-hmm. And when you hear from like the Tom Reamer version, you know, like, hey, you need to be able to afford me, to the Al Levy way is like, hey, if you want me to show up and give you 100%, you have to pay 100% of what it costs for me to be there. You know, and so I think there's obviously lots of other people that add to that cup, but to understand that cup fully is like, and I think here in L&M, we have kind of grown out of all those people and kind of started our own version of that. And so we are figuring that out, how we can make it better for our customers and us at the same time. And I think once we figure it out, we're going to have it. So, but anyways, moving on to the next thing. So what about this women in business thing? I want to know, what do you think about that?
Well, I haven't been.
Yeah, well, I mean, are we going to go? Are you going to go or what?
They meet once a month, and I will probably check it out. But there's another new thing that's coming that's resurfacing, and it's the Roseburg Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, you were talking about this.
So I've looked into chambers. It does seem like a little bit of an investment, and there are community events that the chamber hosts that will promote your business. Also, they do all of the ribbon cuttings for new businesses.
Oh, like when the Home Builder Association came to Sutherland.
Right. That was the chamber that hosted that event.
Oh.
So imagine that, in Roseburg on a bigger scale. It didn't.
What's the investment before we get too far?
I don't know. I think that Sutherland was somewhere about $400 or $500.
For a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Just so you guys know.
There's probably different levels as well.
And then you said but I'm sorry, and we've already kind of talked about this a little bit on passing, and you said there was like 100 businesses in there? Or a lot?
Did
or 20?
I say that?
I feel like you said there was a lot that showed up.
So Roseburg's chamber meeting. So there's a new gal that is revitalizing the chamber, and she is taking the same approach. Right, we are she called it the human chamber. So it's this human element of, and she's got a really great mindset. So not only is she super qualified because she's done all the chamber trainings and she's got certifications, but she also has a mindset of growth, right? Not stagnant, but growth.
Yeah.
And so everybody really loves her. And her first event that she hosted, I did hear there was about 125 people that showed up. I heard that it was an amazing meeting. So I am going to go to the next one. It is July 9th at 4:30 at Banner Bank in Roseburg. And that's another thing, right? So a member gets to host a meeting. So, and it will end up being a networking meeting where you can go and be present. And that's where you're getting in front of your potential customers, because other business owners have a million customers of their own, right? So even though I'm going to go network with Lisa that works at Banner Bank.
Dude, it is, just so everybody understands, that is networking. There's no such thing other than that. So if you think that, you're 100% right on that. And you're 100% right.
And then it's, then I get to influence my business to business people and say, hey, I'll break the ice to them and say, hey, what is it that you need?
Yeah.
Who in my black book can help you out?
Yeah.
And then they're going to hopefully.
Nobody uses that term anymore.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and so the growth of my company here, or my position at L&M, has been to be into this position. But it took a long time to get here. I've been here for 2 years now, and now I'm finally able to go out and do this, because I had to know that what I was selling was rock solid. I had to, develop a relationship with our guys, see what the systems are that are working here, to be able to go out and say, yeah, call us. We will show up. We will be clean. We will treat our customers with dignity and respect, kindness, professionalism. I had to know all those things before I just went out and said them.
Yeah, just so you guys know, she came in like a wrecking ball and just like tore this whole place apart in a good way, I would say. I mean, it was hard. It was a really good lesson for me personally, because as everybody knows, when we work in the field, you get really complacent because we know how hard of work we do, and we do hard work. I mean, anybody says that this is an easy job, come do it. And you're welcome to. Like, I'll help you. I'll embrace it, right?
Actually, recently we did have an employee that said, I want to come learn construction trade. I want to, learn all these skills. And we gave him an opportunity, and it was like 2 days. He's like, oh yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah, exactly. So it is hard. So it's nice having her, even though it's a pain in the ass sometimes. But like, it's nice for me because I have somebody else that is, that I don't have to second guess, right? If she goes, you know what, that's not okay. That's not okay. We just, whatever. Okay, we're going to learn how to, and taking it on the chin and learning how to be humble, right? Learning how to accept criticism, even though it's unwarranted sometimes, it still comes from a place of being better. And that is in itself is just worth its weight in gold. I mean, and for you, it did something else than it did for us. And I say us as field guys because, I mean, you could hear these guys, they walk in here and they everybody respects you because they know that you're a part of that leader. You're a leader that we're going to be able to follow into the next phase of our company.
Well, I will try to be my best.
Yeah, well, I don't think you have a choice. You won't. She does it. She wakes and eats, sleep. You should come to our house with our kids. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, it. Like she said to me this morning, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
I learned that from him.
I know, but there's different levels. There's definitely different levels of that. Do not be hard on yourselves if you guys are falling short in one part of your life or another. just try to do better than you did yesterday. And that's kind of what that phrase goes from.
Yeah, but I totally am so hard on myself and absolutely do not expect anything less than perfection.
Yeah, we know.
That's how I operate. I mean, I've been telling myself for a long time, I operate well under pressure, but that's my excuse to procrastinate, right? I wait till the last second to do it, and then I say I work well under pressure. But I'm also
that's some reality stuff right there. Yeah.
Totally, right? Yeah. I call it excellent time management as well. You know? I mean, I can spin it to any positive thing that is gonna, let me sleep at night. But
I feel like this is a growth for you, actually.
What, this conversation?
That kind of omitting those things that you're saying.
But then at the end of the day, I'm like, wow, I really failed everybody today. I did not do my best. I could have done better. I didn't solve all the world's problems today. That's rough.
It's funny that I think as business owners, everybody just kind of, I think actually as everybody goes through, anybody that is good at what they do or tries to be the best that they do, goes through that point in the day. I do it during the day. I'm pretty good at seeing forward ahead of what I'm going to be doing and how much time it takes me to do things. I'm actually really good at that. And so usually I get upset about noon to 1. Like, I'm fucking pissed, dude, because I know that I'm not going to make it to what I wanted to do or that I needed to do. And so, like, I'm going to do all the things I'm supposed to do, but I am pissed about it. Like, that's my time. That's my time where I get to crumble inside and go, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do everything.
You fell short.
I fell short. And I mean, I fell short on the things that are personally to me, but that not in some of the business as well, because I know that we are lacking. Here at L&M, we don't have every position filled, so we are lacking in some positions. So if I'm doing any kind of field stuff, there's no estimating happening, or very little.
That's the curse of the small business owner, right? The multiple hats. Okay, so if you have 5 hats that you wear during the day, and you're really banking on wearing that third one, and you miss it because the second one showed up when you weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
Side busted. I call it side busted. We get side busted a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, I'm like, dang, I just, my list of things didn't get checked.
Yeah. Yeah, and we got some, so right now, my new thing on my plate is we have these up and coming youth that are 15 years old, and they kind of come and work with us this summer. And one of them is a returner, and one of them is not, and they're both working out really well, but boy, they need a lot of attention, and it's like you gotta if you're gonna host people like that, you have to spend time with them and help them grow and do better. And we are that company. I say that out loud, so it's like I'm not gonna not do it, so it's at the same time, they're actually working around really well. I'm really proud of them, actually. So that being said, that's kind of side busted me in the last few days and in the week of my life.
Well, I also noticed that in your life, you as a builder, as the brains behind the operation, right, or the inspiration behind the operation, you need to take sabbaticals of being in the office and grinding on here. You actually thrive in production, right? In putting your bags on and going to work. That's where you come from. You want to share all of that with the whole world, and that's why you started a company, and that's why you want to grow the business, and that's why you want to give your knowledge away to the next generation. But like, you can't lose that production side of you and the making things happen and doing the work and being in the field. So I actually like it when you go out in the field, because when you're working, you start developing, you can really do 2 things at once. That's when you really thrive at multitasking, because you are so good at what you do in the field that it's like autopilot for you. And then that gets your creative juices flowing in your brain. And so you go out in the field and you spend a couple weeks out there, and then you come back in here into the office, into the business, and say, all right, I'm ready to go down this path now. And your spark and your fire for that fuels us as well in the office, into, you know, like, all right, Val's back. He's ready to, you know, push us in a certain direction. Then you spend enough time in here where you go crazy, and you're like, I gotta go. And at that point, you're making everybody miserable in here. I'm just kidding. You're not making everybody miserable. But we're all like, dang, dude, you need to go put your bags on. You know, like, you need to go build something.
Yeah.
So it works out, and it's like, I'm just really noticing this, the way it goes. You know, there's like a timeline of it comes and it goes.
That's an interesting perspective that I didn't know. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like a pinball. I'm just kind of all over the place and kind of doing that. And
Who else feels like a pinball in their business?
Right. Yeah, it's okay. Like, and it's funny because it's like a Kid Rock song. I don't remember what song it was, but one of the verses says verses. I mean, can't say it verbatim, but the idea was, I signed up for this, so I'm not going to cry about it. So there's times when I'm like, this is hard, this is challenging, I can't do everything. But you know what? I love my life. I love what I do. I want to be good at this. I want to get this right. I want to do what it takes to do it. So I signed up for this, so I'm not going to, there's no failing. I don't want to fail. So whatever it takes, if it's grinding, if it's sitting down, or if it's going till 8 o'clock at night, or if it's whatever it is, it has to work. What's
the next topic you want to talk about?
Well, what about the women in business thing? You went off on this whole other thing with the.
Well, I haven't been, so I don't know. It's also in the evening, so that's really hard to.
Like, some about it. Tell us some about it. What day does it happen? Do you even know what day it happens? No. Oh, you got to bring food. You said. That's what you told me.
No, they do food. So like they have, so they do it at different businesses. From what I know, I'm in their Facebook group and I follow that along. I really do like what they're talking about. It's a lot of bouncing off of each other and saying, hey, what's working for you, what's not. What is there something that you want to learn about? And so they'll try to find people in their community to bounce that information off of. So yeah, it's I'm excited about it. Well, again, the evening thing is a little rough, but
I don't know how rough it is for you because you do a lot of stuff. I mean,
let's see, what else is there? We were talking about growing the Douglas County Connections meeting, right? Like, how do we grow that meeting?
And then what would the purpose be? I'm just asking.
The purpose to grow it?
Yeah.
Well, the more people you network with, the more jobs you're going to get.
Yeah.
I personally like it because I'm utilizing the other members. I've met somebody that does printing, printing. She's local, and I can call her and be like, hey, I'm sending over this flyer. Could you look at it? Make sure I didn't spell Sutherland wrong, right? Like, there's, Vistaprint is great. We all use Vistaprint, and it's decently priced and it does take a couple weeks, which is unfortunate. But by the time you design something and then you print it, you've been staring at that computer getting that design right for so long. And for me, I absolutely miss things. So having another human element looking at the project before they print it has really given me peace of mind. So that's one great thing. I've met Chrissy.
So essentially, you're saying that you're stacking your black book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Essentially, what you're saying.
Absolutely. So the more people we get, the more black book. And there's legitimately a black book. So when you become a member, you get a black book to put all the business cards of the members. Yeah, it really is a black book.
So, and you know what, the greatest, dude, I mean, it really is, I'm sorry, I mean, it's side busting on your thing, but the really greatest thing about having a connection class, now remember, I'm just a field guy, kind of, at heart, and all those things, and so I've went to this thing a couple times. I mean, the first time we went, we like dressed up in really nice suits, we were way overdressed for the situation, because we wanted to start, I think we need to get back to that, but we will, I think, but when I go there, I was just like, ugh. It made me, I didn't like it. I personally didn't like it. I just felt like we were there kind of out of our element. And that's how I felt about it. I was like, everybody's there is like, well, you know, we need to get, you know, the whole point is there is to have connections to people. And we used a bunch of people in that room, gladly to do it. We are very supporters of our community anyways. But I was like, and I thought, you know, you could hate me for this, but I was like, well, what are we gonna get out of this, right? And I said that, I was like, in my head, I was like, God, dude, like, cool, we're the contractor here, awesome. And I looked around this room, and I'm sorry, and I don't. During work hours, though, I have to think about the best of our company, right? And so I didn't see any goodness out of it, right? And then I see my wife go there, and she was just like, dude, this is what's happening. And then we got lots of good things out of it. Right? This again, this is before I've learned what I know now about networking. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because if you're like me and you've been dragging your knuckles through the dirt this whole time, hammering wood together and building stuff or laying concrete down, good job. You guys have done great up to this moment. But now you have to go out of your comfort zone and hit these Thursday things and go talk to people and then sell the fact that you have the hardest hands in Douglas County. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it takes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually invited a concrete guy 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
And he came, and I could tell he absolutely felt out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
Absolutely blew his face off. And I am excited to watch him grow into the next phase, right? So like, I wish I could have videoed it and then, you know, wait a year later. It does not happen overnight. You don't go from a concrete guy to a CEO of your business overnight. And
there's so much truth to that, that you have so many things to learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm excited to see that happen. And you know what? He didn't come last week. So he went 2 weeks ago. He didn't come last week. That's okay. I think that he might have gotten an idea of, oh man, this is what I'm going to have to get to. And if you're not ready yet, that's fine. Yeah. There's a lot of people that don't come back. And in my mind, this is another thing I've learned from you. How can you afford not to? Yeah. How can you afford not to spend that hour? Polishing is not the right word. Your trade, right? It's
sharpening your
tool. Thank you. Sharpening your trade. Like like you said, I started to go there to practice, and honestly, I've been going there to practice for this other group, which is the Douglas County Realtors Association. That's who I want to go present to. And so I was like, okay, well, I need to really practice on my presentation. And this is a good place to start. And now I'm just, it's been so good for us. So good for me.
How can it not be? I think the greatest part about you doing it is that, like, I get to watch you do it and then see you become something that is awesome and great. And I think it's more your element anyways. And I think it just makes the whole so much better. Like you have really grabbed that part of L&M and really pushed it forward.
Well, it's honestly all about confidence. So a year ago, I was talking to somebody about how, I wanted to provide some kind of sales training for our staff. Sales training, I don't mean sales, but like customer service training, right? Yeah. And somebody said, well, why don't you just teach it? And I was like, what? I could never get up and tell somebody what to do. But now that I'm
You do it every morning, actually.
going through this.
She does this every morning, guys, just so you know. When we have our morning meetings.
I just remind people to clock in. Like, that's all.
That's what she says until,
and pick up their trash.
20 minutes later. And then we're like,
out
okay,
their
we
vans.
need to go. So,
Anyway, I've been presenting more and standing up and actually sharing, and then also doing your podcast, and it's really helping with my confidence. So
yeah, that's good.
And again, I'm just being true to myself, showing my character. The people that show up and keep showing up are the people that I want to surround myself in.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay. Well,
good.
So yesterday in my presentation about, character and being yourself, my comparison was Lightning McQueen.
Okay.
Okay, so Lightning McQueen.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
Yeah.
Lightning McQueen, really wants to win, right?
Yeah.
Will win at all costs, doesn't need anybody, right?
Yeah.
He will do it all on himself. Actually, other people are holding him back.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, and we all know how Lightning McQueen ends, right?
And that's how we all are, just so you guys know. Anybody that starts this trade, especially builders, are like this to begin with. Anyways.
Okay, so at the end of the movie, Lightning McQueen has selflessly given up the win to
help the other guy.
right.
Yeah.
Now, how did he get from ka-chow to the compassionate guy that he is? And it was surrounding himself with a different crowd of people.
Yeah.
It was his circle. He changed his circle from Schmooze and Dynaco and his mindset to community.
Well, I mean, and it's funny that you're spinning it that way. I mean, he did also get held back down. He didn't have a choice. In his version, and that's a good point, because your version of it is the actual outcome. But for us, if there is nobody in your corner that is holding you down and then holding you to be humble, or nobody is telling you these things, but you're looking at that windshield from job to job and you realize that you're missing something, this is probably what it is. This could be a big part of it. So I only say that because in that movie, he has to stop. He gets surrounded by these people that are really good people, but he didn't know they were really good people, and I think surrounding yourself with good people, if you don't know they're good people and you don't have this outcome, then they're not good people.
Well, and it's okay to go dip your toe in and then bounce,
right?
It's okay to look for those like-minded people. Or not like-minded. I guess the people you want to grow into. What do they say about you're only as good as your top is the 5 people that you're around?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I need to be around people that are better than me, because
absolutely.
I'm trying to grow into that. I'm not trying to stay stagnant. So I need to be around people that have what I want.
Absolutely. And it's such that phrase is such an open-ended phrase, because I've been diving into that. That has actually been my thing lately, is I've been trying to really I don't know how to maneuver that next step, and I've been shotgunning in my own brain, and because really there's nobody that I know of that is at that level. I'm not saying level, but more or less thinking like that. I don't
bet you that there is.
I just don't know them.
Yeah, you're not in front of those people, and fear is a lot of them. You're a fearless guy, but it's vulnerability. Well, you've had Ed here. I thought Ed being here was really awesome. And I think that it was vulnerable for Ed to do that. Michael English was here, which he's
gonna have to come back because that audio messed up.
Botched the audio. And
that's a great guy. Yeah, perfect.
So I think that you're developing a safe place for those people to come, because it is scary. It's scary to...
Well, and then we start to know, so some of the people that I thought were somebody that I was really liking, and I seen some of the good things they do, comes full circle, and I'm just I get it.
See, I can't do that. I'll go down with the ship. I'm afraid to bail most of the time.
No, I'm actually learning from you. So like you're doing things. I've actually learned how to. Me too. I'm the same way. So my past, I'd say, couple months of the things that I would have went down with that ship. I'm learning how to get off that ship, and I'm going to get off in the right way. So, and that's another thing too, is because I want to be a part of these things in our community and our stuff, but at what cost, right? At what cost do you do it at? I did it without thinking about L&M and furthering our mission, and I just was doing it for other missions. But at the same time, I want to surround myself around the people that, like you said, and so I've really been thinking about that. And at this point, if you are not one of my people, if you're not somebody that wants to be better than who you are, then you're not one of my people that I really want to hang out with. And so it's really hard for me to hang out with people because there's the crowd that we're looking for. I don't know, because they're probably all the same, right?
They don't have time to leave their house.
They don't have time to do anything else,
Right.
So if you're one of those guys, dude, and you want to come hang out and we want to talk about how being better and what we can do, please hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know who the first person that told me that painted this picture was at church, actually, right? Like, why would you spend your time going to church and joining like these, marriage meetings or men's meetings or women's meetings, right? It's to surround yourself with a group of people that are like-minded, that are going to help you hold yourself accountable to the person you say you want to be. So not only sitting here going, man, I want to be better, but it's having that guy being like, well, did you actually do it? We can all say it all day long, but what are your actions that are proving, that are backing you up?
Yeah, instead, and that's a good point, because right now, when I talk to people, they're like, hey, I'm like, hey, I want to do these door hangers, or hey, I want to do this. And they're like, what? That's ridiculous. Oh. Okay, cool. Nice seeing you. Bye. Like, I just don't, like, you're not on the same page as me.
Well, okay, but you got to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? I feel like we always have an opportunity for a second thought, right? Our first thought sometimes is, oh my gosh, that is scary, and there's no way I could do that, therefore I don't believe in you and I think that you're wrong.
Yeah.
But you might have unlocked a level that they didn't even know about, and that's why they were scared at first.
Well, if you would have told me 3 or 4 years ago that I would even be thinking about something like that, I'd be like, dude, you're crazy. That is not my vibe. I do such good stuff that I don't need to do that. Or why would I do that? That's begging. And now that I look at it from a different lens, I'm just like, that is nothing like that. I'm just trying to get in front of people that would never know who I am before. That's the reality of it. So when you really start to break down these things, I just wish we had a group of guys, or a group of contractors, or a group of business people in this area that we could get together and, like, I would love to throw out all the ideas in front of people, and then like have a session where we can like take some ideas and make them come true for everybody. Like I'm willing to just
you say those things and then my wheels start turning of like, okay, cool, I'll make an agenda, I'll send it out to contractors, we'll book a lunch.
Yeah, well, but honestly, I want people to want to be there and want to open their mouthpiece, because I think we all have the answers. We just, sometimes it takes one person to say something and another person to do something, and another person. Like, we're all doing this in our office here, and we are doing great things, and we are just few. And if we had more people with the ideas, we could probably accomplish a lot more, I think, and it would be better for the crowd.
Like, what are you looking for? Like, for marketing? Well,
all the above. I think anything in business, right? So, like, if we got together, for instance, on systems, we could talk about systems all day.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but then the more that we get into systems, the more we realize they're excuse my language, but they're really hard. They're stressful. They're easy. They're you have to stay on them every day. Like, there's like lots of stuff. Or systems, marketing,
employees, HR.
Dude, all of the above. And And the more I get into it, the more it is something that's becoming my love. Like I want it so bad. I want it to work so bad.
You know, the experience I have with that is the 20 group, right? And that's a real thing in any industry. So I heard about it first from my brother. He owns a small business out of Medford, Grants Pass in Roseburg. But and then when I was at the auto industry, there's also a 20 group. And now I did find out that there's a 20 group for home builders. National Home Builders Association has a 20 group. So it's a group of CEOs that get together and kind of audit each other's businesses, and they're not competitors. So this is a nationwide deal, right? So I'm going to go meet with Jimmy that owns a business in Texas, and he's going to let me walk through his business and see how everything is going. And he's going to tell me like, hey, I developed this system. It took years and years. This is how it works, and this is what really works for me. And then we would do the same. So it works really well because it's absolutely none of your competitors. Now here, because you want to be with a like business, but not a competitor, right? Like that's bad business to go and to partner up with your competitor. I mean, everybody believes that. I don't really know for sure.
See, I don't think it could be. I don't think we really compete.
Well, I think it's okay until it's not. It's like one of those situations that it's okay until it's not. And that's a pretty big trust circle to invite somebody in that if it went bad, it would potentially, it just opens up a door for.
Interesting. But if you are a competitor of mine, you want to do it, let's talk about it.
Yeah,
let's see how that would be. I don't really know,
I also don't believe that we compete.
Yeah, exactly. I believe that. Even if we did, not saying that we are better than anybody by no means, but it's more or less that like I think there's so much work that it kind of goes around.
Okay, so think about a company or a business or a trade that does really compete for business. Like, can you identify one that, like, if like somebody that loses business because they go to the other guy and then they.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would say probably all plumbers, electricians, heating and cooling, right? Like all those guys.
They really compete?
Yeah, against other people, absolutely.
Then why wouldn't you say we compete?
Well, because when we are in the spot that we are competing against other people, we just are never in the running and the reason why is because we usually, when we are competing against other people, we're kind of out of our normal zone. So that's what makes me think that we don't really compete with other people. So when we are competing, we're just in somebody else's, for instance, commercial work. Like we just don't really compete in commercial, or we would compete in commercial work if we really tried to, and we just don't. Like I'll come into the commercial when we do the estimate, and it is what it is, and I don't care. And I'm just being honest. I'm not going to go there to lose money. That's the thing that I've learned that we can't do in our company is go and lose money places. So if I say it's 300 man hours, then I'm going to 300 man hours. Like I don't know.
You're not going to cut it down to 250 just to win the bid?
No, it's just not who I am.
Why?
Because I'm not going to compete like that. I'm not competing against anybody else. And that's when I say I'm not competing.
Well, I mean, like it's not, I think that the actual answer is because it doesn't benefit the customer. Like if you cut yourself short to win a bid, it's going to be worse for the customer because now
I'm not giving them the time. I don't care about their stuff. I'm always trying to get out of there because we're losing money. Right? So like you're right. Exactly. It doesn't benefit anybody in that situation. So, but the reason why I say I don't compete with anybody has to, right from the beginning, is like, cool, I'm not looking at any other contract, any names. I'm not looking at any other contractors and what they were going to price. What they say and what they do has nothing to do with me. That I only do what we do. We data track things that we can, and then everything else is a real qualified big.
It's like going back to middle school, right? Like not caring what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Like worrying about your own self.
All great stuff. I think our time's kind of up anyways. Moving forward. So we talked about the connections classes on Thursday. Our connections group meets on Thursdays at 1?
12:45.
12:45.
Adcox.
Okay.
I call it their war room. It actually looks a lot like our room. Lots of whiteboards, lots of brain power. They graciously host it. Mike from Adcox is there educating us about HVAC systems. And you know what they have? They have temporary AC units. So if your AC goes down in the summertime and it's going to take, like, they're 2 weeks out to fix things, as everybody is probably during the summer, but he'll bring a temporary AC unit. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
It sounds like there's much of cool things. So if you guys ever need to talk, you want to call us and ask about anything that we're talked about, feel free. What's our office number?
541-529-5162.
Right. And my phone number is 541-784-6003. And my lovely wife's number is 541-530-2427. All right, guys. Appreciate your time. Have a great day. Bye. Everything's ready to go.